The China meeting was a big success. I think we're going to have look, we have a very good relationship. We're going to see. I don't want to predict a deal or not a deal, but we're very well along. We've really negotiated probably the two hardest points very successfully for our country. And China understands. You know, China has taken advantage of our country for 30 years. And we can't do that anymore, not with me. And we're fixing broken trade deals to protect the American workers. And we are standing up to China's chronic trading abuses and theft of intellectual properties and so many other things that they've done to us. I don't know how you people allowed this to happen for so many years. You've been here longer than me. But they really have. They've taken advantage of our country. And you know what? I respect them for it. I say it. We should have been doing that to them. I was in China making a speech. President Xi, who is a strong man, I call him king. He said, but I am not king. I am president. I said, no, you're president for life, and therefore you're king. He said, he liked that. So I call him king. I get along with him great, but I was really hitting him hard about how they've hurt our country. And I had 5,000 Chinese people. I'm in China. I'm in Beijing doing this. Can you believe it? And I'm looking down. He's getting angrier and angrier. And then I saved it. I said, you know, I don't blame you. I blame the leaders of our country for allowing it to happen. And it's really true. We should never have allowed that to happen. And we're getting a lot of it back. You're going to see it. And your farmers, all of you representing farm territory, you know, I was with the vice premier about 2 weeks ago, and I said, you got to do me a favor, goodwill, because we have such a strong country right now, economically, stronger than anybody by far. You know, they were catching us. They would have caught us within a short period of time. They were catching us. Within 2 years, by the end of my term, if you had a normal president, I don't want to say that negatively, I think I'm very normal, but if you had a normal, you know what I mean. In other words, if you had a stiff as president, which most of them are, I hate to say, they would have caught us. But right now, it's going to be a long time before they catch us. A long time. I told you, they're down 38%, we're up 50%. That made a lot of difference. That's like day and night. But we really have to be strong with these nations because these nations are taking advantage, not just China. Everybody has a trade surplus on us. Almost every nation in the world. When I took over, we lost 8. I said, how are we doing on trade? I want a breakdown. My first meeting. They said, sir, we're down $807 billion. I said, you got to be kidding. No, seriously. I thought they were joking, right? We were down 807. We're losing over $800 billion in trade. We're starting to turn it. We have the USMCA. I hope you guys can get it approved. I mean, the problem we have is that you have a very hostile group. You have a very, very hostile group on the other side. And they don't want to see us have success. And the USMCA is a great deal. It's great. Again, I said, if you don't do this, we're going to tariff every product coming out of your country at 25%. And every time I had a problem, I would just take, you know, especially cars. I had a little plastic car on my desk, and I'd have the leaders come over, and I'd just take the car out, put it on the front of the desk. They say, okay, we agree. Because the big thing is the cars. Canada's sending us tremendous numbers of cars. They're practically untaxed, and yet they don't take our agricultural product in many cases, and in many cases they charge 297% tariffs, and it's very unfair. Canada is very, very tough. You know, we love Canada. We think of the beautiful song and the ice hockey games. Oh, Canada, isn't it beautiful? But in the meantime, they knock the hell out of us on trade, and they have been doing it for a long time. And they're very tough, and they're not at all nice about that situation. But we've made them nice. We've made them nice. And they're not happy about what happened. But our farmers are going to be able to sell now into Canada, which they were restricted from doing. And And they're going to be able to sell into a lot of places. And the vice premier said, when I said, give us a token of affection, he said, we will immediately buy 10 million tons of soybeans. And I looked at Sonny Perdue, who's doing a fantastic job, as you know, Secretary of Agriculture. I said, Sonny, is 10 million tons of soybeans a lot? It sounds, he said, that's a lot. And they started buying 10 million. So the farmers are so incredible. And I saw them interviewed last week. They had a couple of farmers on. We love the farmers. I'll tell you, I'm never going to forget the farmers. They sort of got me here when you think. And they said, well, you know, because China and various of these countries that we're rightfully doing numbers on, because we have no choice what they've done to us. But they're going to start buying at numbers that you've never seen before. But farmers said, we know how badly China has taken advantage of this country. And we may be getting a little bit hurt right now, but we're with the president all the way. They have every single farmer, every person I've seen, they have these focus groups. Every farmer has said the same thing. And you know the amazing thing about farmers? We had a little bit of a soft patch. And I called in a group of 15 or 20 representative farmers. And I wanted to give them help. I wanted to give them aid. And they looked at me and said, we don't want aid. We don't want it. And I said, what do you mean? Because I'm so used to having people come in wanting help, wanting aid, wanting whatever it is they want. And these people didn't want it. They just wanted me to make a fair platform. And I said, I'll never forget this meeting. I will never forget it. Because again, I meet with a lot of different groups. And they're always asking for an advantage. Okay, I'm not blaming anybody. These farmers didn't want, they said, we don't want that, sir. We don't want any help. We just want really a level playing field. I thought it was incredible. I've told that story so many times. So we love our farmers. Let them know we're very close because you are going to have... In fact, when I asked China, and I'm doing that, that'll be the end of the negotiation. If we get there, and, you know, let's see what happens. Who knows? I think we're doing very well. They need the deal more than we do. You see what's going on. They need the deal. And they're getting hurt badly with the, you know, they're paying 25% on $50 billion worth of technology stuff. And they were going to pay 25% on another $200 billion. But I started them at 10 because I'm nice. And then we were dealing well. This was 3-4 weeks ago, you remember. And they said, would it be possible for you not to raise the 10% to 25%, which had automatically kicked in? I said yes, because, you know, it's a little hard when negotiating with them when we start raising it. But after that, they have $340 billion left that I haven't even taxed, and their bullets are gone. Because we do $600 billion worth of purchases from them, and they do $97 billion worth of purchases from us. Not exactly great, but now they were paying for that, and they were paying big. One thing as an example, on cars, if they sold a car to us, we bring it in for no tax. It's 2.5%, but basically when you do certain paperwork and check the wrong boxes, you pay nothing. Stupid. When we buy a car from them, and we buy a lot of them, believe it or not, it's a 40% tax. So they get 40%, we get nothing. Other than that, it's been a very good deal. I get a call 2 months ago, toward the beginning of the negotiation, that they're bringing the 40 down to 15. I said, that's good, but it's still not zero. It's still not what we have. You know, it's good. I'm not thrilled. I got a call from, but it's coming down. It's all coming down. I got a call from Prime Minister Modi of India. They're one of the highest taxing nations in the world. They tax us 100%. Look, he's nodding. You know what I'm talking about. They charge us 100% tariffs on goods. So they send a motorcycle, and they make a lot of them, Indian cycle. They send them to our country, we charge them nothing. We send a Harley Davidson to India, and they charge us 100%. Not fair, okay? Not reciprocal, it's not fair. And for those of you, like Sean, and like, where's Sean? Where the hell is my guy from Wisconsin? He's so great. Where is he? This guy's a champion.